Not yet.
Zach,
Yo.
I've been in the wizarding world today.
Just today, I've been in the wizarding world for like a week.
I know.
I'm a Potterhead. Love it.
And I had never watched the last Harry Potter movie.
Okay.
I have some thoughts when we get there tonight.
Hopefully they're good thoughts. I will say this, Dean. There has been, you know how like when we hear that a friend of ours hasn't seen Star Wars and we get like upset?
Personally offended?
Exactly. Yeah. Just like that. Just that gesture was perfect. I have experienced that from other people probably no less than a dozen times about Harry Potter.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was like Lord of the Rings. Like, even if you're not a Harry Potter fan, you should have at least seen the movies.
Yeah, exactly. It's an experience.
And it really is. And like, I'm not a Harry Potter fan, I don't think. I mean, but I can enjoy the movies.
Wait, we're not gonna wear Harry Potter costumes next Halloween?
Yeah, my Slytherin outfit.
Are you an angel?
What?
An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about them. They're the most beautiful creatures in the universe.
Hello there. We are tonight's entertainment.
We would be honored if you would join us.
You got a billion toys.
You brought in the adult collection.
These are not dolls, Jim. These are commodities. Same as gold or oil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now listening to the Collecting Weekly podcast.
Shall we lock in the artillery power?
This is the true form of lore gang right here. Very nice. YouTube.com/collectingweekly. Thank you very much. That's very cool. Big.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
That's right.
Dean, we want to take a second to thank our sponsors, Watto's Scrapyard and 1/6 Corner, for sponsoring this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. What was that all about? You just like freaked out.
Okay, Loki, I was still loading the show sheet and I wasn't sure if 1/6 Corner was still on there. That's my bad.
It's all right, Dean. That's what partners are for, right? You drop the ball, I pick it right back up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I fumbled it and you ran it in for the touchdown.
Holla at your boy. Dean, we got a great show for the people of the world this week. A little bit of news, a little bit of discussion, a movie review that frankly is like maybe 7 years too late. And I'm really excited. But before we get into all of that, Dean, we got to kick it off with the world's favorite podcast segment.
Yeah, you ready?
Yes.
It's new this week.
I got nothing.
Wow. Well, guys, it's gonna be a 12-minute show.
I was like, literally, I was sitting here like, wait a minute, did I really get nothing? I really did. I'm picking something up tomorrow.
What are you picking up?
The Battle Damaged Jiren.
Ew, you got that?
I'm going to from Steven.
Well, Dean.
Fuck it though, bro. It's your life.
Why? I thought you didn't even like that character.
I don't, but
2 of them?
Yeah, dude, I almost bought a third.
What do you mean a third?
There's somebody in my car selling just the body.
Uh-huh.
With no head or hands, but I was like, fuck it, I just use the head and hands because it comes with like fucking 4.
Oh, yeah. And then the Goku
he
demoniacal that comes. Yeah,
he's got an extra head in there.
My
you
God.
can see it. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll do one like a battle display. But it's like, I think it's like $40 for the body.
Uh-huh.
But it has the broken arm issue.
He
says it's fixed, but I was like, for $40 though.
Did he use the WD-40? Did he massage it in?
I'm not sure what he did to fix it, but it's like clearly broken.
Yeah.
But he says it's fixed. I know you could take it apart and kind of, futz it a little and fix it.
I wouldn't trust it if it was
not for $40. So no. I was literally gonna order it today and I was like, nah, never mind. But dude, honestly.
And you're getting that from Stevens?
Yeah, the one tomorrow.
The non-broken.
Yeah, the non-broken one.
Not bad.
But yeah, honestly, I can't think of anything I got. I know my mom got the electronic baby Yoda that you like pet.
It's like the RC car or the animatronic one.
The animatronic one.
Does she like it?
She's like super in love with it. She's like, I had to get it. She's like, it's so expensive, but I couldn't live without it.
Hey man, she works hard for her money. Let her live a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was like, good for you. Like, she's like, I don't want to take him out of the box. I was like, I mean, he still does his thing in the box, so you don't really need to. But she's super happy with her baby Yodes because we're all enjoying Mandalorian every week.
Yeah, for sure. This week, I got 2 things, but I really didn't spend almost anything for them. I made a trade on Alamos Dash Bin. Our good friend Jason Nelson, who's in the stream, tagged me in a post. This guy was looking for a Marvel 80th anniversary Iron Man, and I've had one in a box for months. And initially, the deal was he was going to buy it, and right after we agreed to the sale, he shot me like 20 figures, and he's like, do you want any of these? And one of the ones that he shot me was the Marvel Legends Venom film, Venom. And so I was like, dude, I already committed to buying one from Zach Spencer Rayner.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll take it. Like if this is what you have, and I could kind of tell he would prefer a trade. I was like, if this is what you have, like I'll do that trade. And that also gives us a figure to give away for CW awards or just for anything down the line.
I was gonna say I might buy it from Rayner.
Oh, I mean, if you want to buy it from Rayner, that's fine too. But this figure is fucking fantastic, and it's also the subject of the Joy of Hobbying this week. So we'll get to that here in a bit. Another thing that I picked up was the Fantastic Beasts Newt Scamander, and I paid $15 for it from Sideshow. Yeah. And I think it's a really good figure. I think the tailoring is excellent. I think it suffers from the typical Sideshow, typical Hot Toys overuse of wiring in the clothing. I don't think someone wearing a long coat like that needs a wire in the coat, right? In fact, I think it actually really hampers the silhouette having that wire.
Yeah.
And so much so that I want to pick up another coat and cut the wire out because it's just really hard to get. It's a really thick wire. And but otherwise the sculpt is great. The Nifflers are adorable. I got the Fox Phoenix from Amazon, and Victoria took me to Hobby Lobby. We found a bunch of little diamonds, and I bought those, put them on a little table in the shelf, and I think it looks fantastic. Checking in on the chat, we have the Johnny Depp BS. That's going to be after the break. Right after the break, we'll talk about the Johnny Depp stuff. Lewis asked, did anyone get the Bulma bike? Stephen Kret did in the Patreon chat. Mark says there's been an inflation on used stuff. I can't find a deal now to save my life. Got collecting blue balls like crazy. Ninja Squirrel, the Pemerikas in the chat, and Ninja Squirrel. He asked if anyone's played Squadrons. Dean, I think you've played it and you did not like it.
That's trash. Isn't it like $25 already?
It's like $25 already, which is probably not a good sign.
That's not a good sign. I absolutely hated it. But I know there are people that like it, but yeah, not for me.
Let's get into the news.
I still play Battlefront almost every night.
Now, this week, Dean, we've made the memes, we made the jokes, we goofed, gaffed, and laughed, and finally, Hot Toys gave us a pre-order for the Venom solo film Venom. It comes in at $405, releasing Q2 2022. This does have a special edition and a non-special edition, with the special edition bonus being one additional Venom Maul with symbiote. I think aesthetically, I think this looks fantastic. I think you get just the right amount of stuff. I think the different tongues is a really nice way to change up the look and feel of the character. With all that being said, I think this figure is probably going to have long-term longevity issues, specifically in the arms here and also the legs. I personally, it's kind of hard, right? Like, would you rather have a figure with joints that can last forever, or a figure with this rubber type body that you have to be very cautioned with? I'm really not sure, but 405 is a pretty penny, right? And so I'm kind of torn on this one. What do you think?
405 sideshow tax or without it?
All of our prices we give on the show are with sideshow tax.
Okay. This is gonna be a not very popular opinion. I don't like this. I wouldn't spend any money on this. The hips and waist area is atrocious.
Really?
Like you said, the legs and the knee and the elbows are gonna cause you problems. It just looks like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Also, it's from a movie. It's a decent movie. It's not a bad movie, but like, it's not like an ideal Venom, right? It doesn't have the logo. It's like veiny for some reason. Like they were like, oh well, there's no logo. What do we do to break up all the black? I don't know. Put fucking veins on it.
He has veins in the movie.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like iconic looking at all, right? It's weird. I would not have this on my shelf.
Yeah,
especially for $405. Now, are they actually separate tongues, or is it like a weird rubbery tongue?
At Secret Base, there was several tongues on display.
Okay, cool.
It might be like a magnet or a plug.
That's good. I was worried it was like one of those weird things.
Can you imagine if you're someone that was a huge Venom fan and you just spent $405 like 3 weeks ago on the Venom Iron Man, or even worse, you bought the weird vinyl Venom a few months ago?
I don't know why they didn't lead with this. I will say, of all the Venom things, this is the coolest one. Everything else they've been coming out with is even worse than this.
And this is part of the reason why I wanted to pick up the Marvel Legends Venom. I want to see if this fills the niche, because I've had the comic Venom from Marvel Legends, and if it's a fantastic figure, but this to me is my Venom.
Yeah, for $20, I don't mind buying this version of Venom. But for 405 and with all the added issues it's going to give you, no way in hell I'm getting this.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the hips on that picture on the left. Like, you could already see the rubber suit like bending all fucking weird. Like, that's like around his legs, right? It's like a looser material.
Well, it's almost like I don't know what you call it, but like an underwear type cut.
Yeah. It's gonna look terrible after a while.
I don't know. I'm tempted.
I
I'm
like
not going all in.
I like how the blade hands is gonna it basically just like snaps in with a plug, but the sculpt will also like go up into the arm to make it look like it's coming out of the suit. I think that's great. That's a fantastic design.
The one thing that I'm wondering is how the tendrils will attach to the back. It seems pretty seamless, right? I'm wondering if that's just a magnet that
or maybe like the Iron Spider kind of thing, where it's just big ass holes that you
maybe they'll cover them up with that would probably be the least aesthetically pleasing of the two. I'm very torn about this, but I will say this. I mean, we've said it quite a bit on the show. Hot Toys needed to make this, right? If they were gonna make a bunch of Venomized shit, like not having a Venom on the roster, a true 6-scale actual figure, not a vinyl. I think this was an interesting pre-order.
And I'm sure there's an answer for this. Oh, go back. I'm sure you could chalk it up to licensing or whatever, but this absolutely needed a Tom Hardy at least half sculpt, right?
Yeah, and this almost movers and shakers. I'm almost wondering what the secondary market is going to be for the Tom Hardy. I believe it's the Parasite that came out a few years ago. Because that one did have the half venomized head.
Right.
Of course, though, the question is, would that head fit on this socket? Would the neck be wide enough to accommodate this bulkier figure? I mean, who knows? But I think it's going to be very interesting to see what the value of that figure does, especially because the special edition of that did have the statue of the symbiote. So it'll definitely be interesting to see. Now, Hot Toys did also show 2 previews for Mandalorian TV show figures. The first being the Tusken Raider, and I think this looks fantastic. I know some people said they wanted the outfit to be weathered a little bit more, but I'm always on the side of less is more. You can always add weathering, but if it comes weathered out of the box, we've said it before, but Hot Toys is super consistent with their weathering. So, if you bought 5 of these, that all look exactly the same. I think this looks pretty decent. And then they also did show a teaser for Moff Gideon. Now, we've seen teasers like this in the past, that like below the neck shot of Poe and Shazam, and neither of those came out. So this isn't a guarantee that you'll have this figure up for pre-order. But being that the show is new, that it's hot, and that it's pretty much all the rage right now for one of the biggest properties that they have, I wouldn't doubt that they would make these figures. And looking at Gideon here, we talked about this last show, specifically with the premium format sideshow, but the mixing of textures and finishes when you have a figure that's wearing quite a bit of black. And I think Hot Toys just puts on a bit of a masterclass here. The different fabric for the belt, the glossiness of the armor, the gauntlets have a little bit of a satin finish contrasted with the black metal of the hilt. I mean, this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying you can have a character that's all black, right? But it doesn't have to just look like a black blob. Yeah. And I think this looks pretty good. Of course, the question is when/if this will come out. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. I've just learned to like not get excited until it literally goes up for pre-order. Even when it's like, oh look, like the thing with Leia and Bespin Han. Bespin Han's in the shot. Like we're gonna get it. Well, like here we are. What, 2 years later? No, nothing still. So it's like unless it literally goes up for pre-order, and even then, sometimes it gets taken down, right?
I don't think I've ever seen something actually go up for pre-order and then get taken down.
Didn't we talk about the Obi-Wan? Steven says that for him he can order it, but it's nowhere.
It has a SKU, but it's never gone up publicly for pre-order, like for the masses. For some reason, retailers have been able to not necessarily officially place orders, but there is a SKU associated with the Clone Wars Obi-Wan, the one with the cape and the clone armor. So I imagine that's probably coming soon. But yeah, they've said that it's been on their order sheet for a while.
Yeah, and so it's like I mean, basically until I see it in hand, you know what I mean? That I'm like, okay, this is like actually gonna happen. Especially with Hot Toys. So yeah, it's also a problem with like Figure Arts, Bandai. Mostly those two companies actually, Bandai and Hot Toys. They'll show a figure and it just never comes out.
Yeah.
But you're right. This looks better than that statue, just in terms of breaking up the materials. I don't like Moff Gideon enough to buy a $200-$300 figure of him, but I mean, if this comes out, it'll be cool.
Mark says, never thought I'd be excited to buy a $200 Tusken Raider, but here I am. We got Eddie in the chat also. One thing also for Hot Toys and the Mandalorian and the Child Deluxe, which is the Beskar set, is rumored to be arriving between January to March 2021. I think this is less a product of the figure just finishing early and more than Hot Toys wants to push out that next pre-order for the Mandalorian and the bike for the season 2 look. That's just my personal opinion, whether or not that actually is accurate. I like to put on the tinfoil hat, Dean, here and there. And I imagine as soon as this next one gets released, we'll see a pre-order for the season 2 look. But yeah, so you should be getting that quite a bit earlier. I think the original estimate was like June to August, if I remember correctly. So it's getting pushed up by about 3 to 5 months, depending on when it actually does release.
I need to talk to Steven because I told him I wanted this, but we never like set anything in like stone. So I'm gonna see if I could get out of buying it, because what's the point?
Oh,
they're just gonna come out with a newer, better version, right?
Of course.
Probably see another one in season 4. So we're gonna have our pick of the litter with Mandalorians, right? And then the whole reason I was gonna get this is because of the pram. But the Hallmark is so fucking good. I don't need to spend another $300. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it really is fantastic.
It's so good. And then, yeah, it's like I don't really need the Beskar armor that much. Like the episode 1 Mando looks fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can wait another year for Beskar Mando season 2. Especially if it comes with the bike. That'd be fucking cool if that ever comes out.
Yeah.
I'd rather spring the extra $100 on that than the pram and shit and another Baby Yoda.
Yeah, which you already have.
Exactly. So I'll just wait and see if that ever comes out, and then I'll order that.
Mark says, I think you're on point, Zach, pushing it so they can announce the other one. Eddie says, when is the first Mando coming in stock on Sideshow?
Is he still not?
No, because they're still fulfilling the orders like that we were in with Steven.
Oh, Jesus.
Quinn says they just want to space it out so they can sell us the Swoopalorian too. Hasbro did put up the Black Series Mandalorian 1-to-1 scale helmet. This is coming in at $120, releasing June 2021. In my opinion, I think if you're a casual collector, these will look fantastic on the shelf. And if you're not wanting to spend the $700, $800 and up of the 1-to-1 scale by the license companies, for the actual like super high-end prop replicas, I think this is going to be a slam dunk. And $120, you can't beat it. You'll probably be able to get these at Target, and when they come out, they usually have a $20 coupon on them. So I really think that a lot of us that are not into that high-end collecting of 1-to-1 props, I think we're going to probably be real interested in this. What do you think, Dean?
Yeah, I can't wait to get one. I have the Stormtrooper.
Yeah,
I always wanted the Boba Fett one, but I never found it. That at a price I'm willing to pay. So this will be cool.
Yeah, definitely. And it has that really nice interior detail. I think they've been really improving on that side of things.
Most of you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I've watched a lot of reviews on the helmets, and I don't know if there's one that's actually like full metal. Is there?
You're talking about the Hasbro helmets, or
no, any like prop replica helmets?
I believe the Anovos is a cast resin. I maybe have casually glanced at the sales thing of Anovos. I do not believe that any of them are actual steel or aluminum.
Yeah,
don't quote me on that, but most of the ones that, and even for the show, it's my understanding the show they use graphite to make that silver effect.
Oh, okay.
They put graphite and polish it.
Yeah, I doubt they want to be walking around in fucking 10-pound helmets all day.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, for a collector that's like, oh, maybe I'll spring for the extra $700. It's going to be plastic too. You know what I mean? The sculpt will be a little better. The material
I would almost
be slightly better, right? Like, it's not just like toy grade plastic, but
I would almost wager, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like the interior of this one looks pretty detailed. And I know if you're getting like a like, for example, when I had my Vader helmet from Anovos, I'm sorry, may have been from EFX. It was literally hollow on the inside. There's nothing inside of it.
There's nothing in it. Yeah, I've seen replica Boba Fett helmet. They look like someone just put a bunch of fiberglass together and sold it to you for top dollar. Like,
I would almost say that this is going to be better on the just purely on the inside aesthetically than almost anything on the market.
Yeah, and like, dude, people overhaul these fucking things like crazy.
Yep.
So I know that someone's gonna make this thing look fucking absolutely gorgeous. And like I said, $120. It's basically the exact same thing as, like you said, the $700 helmets. Now, I've seen when the Boba Fett one came out, they put it side by side with like the Innova.
Yeah, I mean, it looked really good.
The sculpts are a little different, right? Like, you can definitely tell, like, this is a $700 product, right? Like, someone has meticulously taken the time to get this thing 100% accurate. The Black Series one, obviously, it's not going to be 100% accurate. It's a mass-produced toy, right? Yeah. But like you said, the casual collector, you just put it on the shelf and you walk by it every day, it's gonna look great. And if you want to be like Zach, who immediately customizes everything he owns and makes it even better, more power to you. That's fucking awesome. And you're saving yourself $700 or $600.
Yeah,
This thing's gonna be fucking awesome.
I agree. Dean, I'm proud to tell you that the Arya Stark season 8 does come with the dagger.
Nice.
The pre-order for this did go up today. 175 release in Q2 2021.
Just pre-ordered.
I think this looks fantastic.
Right before the show, I pre-ordered this and Jamie.
You got it from Rick?
Yes, sir.
Jamie did go up for pre-order as well. 185 Q3 2021. Dean,
I'm stoked. Oh,
Dean,
these are like two figures I've been waiting for literally since the show came out.
Dean, this is a case of JRP NDR. Just the right price, no deposit required, my guy.
Nice.
I'm JRP NDR.
Okay. All right.
Just the right price, no deposit required. And the great thing about this, Dean, is you could take this figure, add an actual gloved hand to the right, pop that head off, and put in the advisor Tywin figure, and you have a season 1 Tywin because they wear the same armor. I think the swords might be different, but I really like this.
We need to get Tywin back.
I might. But this is the iconic Jamie for me, right? Get me another 6-scale horse, put this bad boy on there. Dude, we're going to town.
Yeah, this is like the gold hands, the short hair. I could have bought in season 1 Jamie like 1,000 times, but he's such a fucking douche in that season. Like I was like, I fucking hate that character.
I agree.
This is like, I was like, okay, like Jamie is the fucking man. Now, granted, he's a fucking idiot, and I think that's just a problem with the last season.
Yeah.
Because this character does a whole bunch in between the beginning and the end, and he's one of the greatest characters on screen.
I agree. I'm super fucking excited about that.
Almost any TV show, right? Like,
yeah,
no one has a crazier story arc than Jamie, I think.
Probably Arya, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy.
Day 1 pre-order.
The Soso Toys Daredevil also went up for pre-order. This one is coming in at 115, releasing Q4 2020. This is a limited edition product of 300 pieces.
Oh wow!
I think it's a little weird when like
that's kind of
third-party companies do LE stuff.
Yeah.
But not the biggest Daredevil fan. This is probably an easy pass for me. But I know quite a few people that have made this custom look, so I imagine this is going to be sold pretty well. What do you think, Dean?
300 people, yeah. It's kind of goofy looking. The picture of like the whole body, it just looks like real stout with these like little stick legs, and then like the rope wrapped around his hand. I don't know. It just looks kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I've always thought Daredevil's a stupid character, but I mean, if you like Daredevil, this is probably pretty cool, right?
Sean Yahtzee and Eddie Mendez pre-ordered this, so
yeah, I don't. 300 pieces seems really low. Am I crazy?
So I thought that too, but when I look at the Super Mad toys with their K, I think they only made like 600 Ks. I don't think these companies make thousands and thousands of figures, right? I mean, they really probably only make enough to fill their pre-orders, and maybe a few extra for, defective, whatever. I can't imagine that these are usually made in that much greater quantities. Eddie says, thanks, Dean. Sad face.
Yeah, sorry. I don't pull my punches.
Now, this one, I don't mind it being limited edition because this is an actual handmade product that, like, I think just one of our fellow hobbyists is making for this company. But it's called the Museum Beret Hat for the DX08 Joker. And this is for the obviously the Batman movie, the Michael Keaton Joker Batman movie. The first batch is shipping November 2020, second batch December 2020, and these are at our friends at 16corner.com. It's an exclusive product that they commissioned And I've seen a few pictures of this. I think it looks really fantastic compared to what was in the movie. So if you want to get that, check out our sponsor, 16corner.com, and buy it, I guess. I mean, it's a pretty decent price. And they lowered the price, is what Lewis is saying there. So
Oh, wow.
Now,
yes.
Actually, real quick, once Lewis says that it was originally a little bit more expensive, but they lowered the price and they retroactively refunded him $10. So
wow,
that's pretty cool. Now, Dean,
I was gonna give a speaking of being refunded, I was gonna give a shout out to Sideshow. I don't know when you want to do that.
I mean, we're doing it right now, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I was making fun of Zach the other day because he accidentally.
Dude, you were roasting me, and then it literally happened. Okay, time out. So let me set the story, right? We're in after dark. It's like 12:30 at night. We're fucking around on, and this is like, I wanted to see how much money I spent on Miles Morales Hot Toys pre-order, and I hadn't spent any real money, right? I just spent like $60 of rewards,
Right.
and I wanted to see what my options were as far as canceling, and so I click cancel. And like, for example, when you go to Big Bad Toy Store, when you cancel an order, it brings you to another screen where you then like for sure confirm you're going to cancel and you press another button, right? I hit cancel and immediately that shit just canceled.
Yeah.
And I was freaking out. And like within 20 minutes, they had already put my points back, which was great. Dean was roasting me for the rest of the show. Everyone in the chat was roasting me, frankly. Fuck all of you guys. But right when we finished off air, you were still roasting me. You're like, dude, you're such a fucking idiot. And then like 5 minutes later, I get a message from you and tell me what you said, Dean.
I was a fucking idiot. So we were talking about points and pre-orders and rewards. So I was like, let me see if there's a way I can, because I remember vividly buying my Obi-Wan with rewards. And I could have sworn I had done that before or after I pre-ordered it. You tell me that's not the case. So I'm like, let me see if there's somewhere in.
Not only did I tell you that wasn't the case, you literally insulted my intelligence. You made a goofy little voice and a goofy little dance. You said, I'm Zach, I know fucking everything. And you insulted me on the chat. You insulted me all over the airwaves.
Yeah.
And I was just telling you that I believed I was right. And I was right.
Every time I roast you deserve it. Anyway, so I go to my pre-order page for my Commander Cody, and I was like, let me see if there's like somewhere I could click on here that maybe it'll let me adjust my payment or like click, just change everything around. So it's like, oh, like the payment screen. So I click it and it was like processing payment. Don't click out of this. And it charged me the full amount for my Commander Cody, which I had it in my account, but I really didn't, right? I had shit to do. I was like, oh my God. And of course, this is Friday night, so no one's going to be there until Monday. So I had
real quick, though, there's no confirmation. It just happened.
It just takes your money. It's like, oh, the payment? Okay, let me click on that. Processing. Not, are you sure? Are you sure you want to spend $200 right this fucking second? No, it just takes it.
Oh man.
So I called Sideshow on Monday, and I was like, I'm an idiot, and this happened. And the girl was like, hey, don't worry about it. I was like, look, I was like, the payment option was wrong, the address was wrong, and she's like, well, I could change your address, but it'll, we're gonna keep the money, or we could just cancel your order. I was like, can you cancel it? But I want my rewards or my ND or NRD. Sorry, I want my NRD back because I'm just gonna pre-order it again, right? Once I fix all this shit. And she's like, yeah, absolutely. So she refunded me my money. It took forever, by the way.
That's probably not their fault, though.
No. But she did it, and I was like super thankful. And yesterday they emailed me. I had pre-ordered the thing so long ago that that card that I used doesn't exist anymore. So they're like, we're trying to refund you your NRD, but we can't. So like, do you want a physical check? Do you want it in your rewards? And I was like, I'm just gonna pre-order it anyway, so go ahead and put it in my rewards. I'll do it.
That's really nice of them that they reached out to you.
Super awesome. Yeah, because I mean they could have easily just not, right?
Like, Dean, you know what they could have done, my guy? They could have just been like,
fuck it though, bro. It's your life.
Yeah. Because dude, seriously, I was gonna call them that day and I got busy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what, I'll call them tomorrow. And so like I was on my phone late at night and I got an email from Sideshow. I was like, what is this? And it was that lady.
What an angel.
Yeah, and I was like, what? Dude, when Sideshow did customer support, they did pretty good. They've never done me wrong. I give them a lot of shit, but that's just as a company, not their
it's not their MO.
Yeah. All right, back to the show.
Now, Tamashii Nations 2020 event, they did show quite a few figures, and it seems like they're revisiting some classic characters and doing very slight modifications under the Proud line. Like they have the Proud Namekian and the Proud Saiyan Vegeta. This Goku, I believe, is the Namek Saga Super Saiyan Goku. They're also doing a new Tien, a first ever articulated Chaozu. The other one was was just a clip-on accessory part. A new Yamcha, the Namek Saga Bulma, a alternate color Nappa, which I felt really bad because I literally just sold my old Nappa.
Dude, this is such a better Nappa.
Really,
I'm pissed?
Why are you so pissed?
That's more accurate colors to Nappa on the show. Instead of black and orange, it's like a bluish and yellow.
Yeah.
So now I feel like I have to get this. If I don't, I won't be devastated, but
yeah. And then they also showed a first form Cell shell. I'm not really sure that they would release that as a figure, but it was shown off as its own thing. And then they're also making a Figuarts hit, and we were right last week with the Janemba, though this is coming out in the Figuarts Zero line, which is like a statue line that you can buy.
Mm-hmm.
I think the hit looks really good, though. They're a little off, and I wonder how much better it'll be than the $20 Dragon Stars for the probably $60 price point it's going to come in at. So we'll have to wait and see about all those, but they did have quite a few reveals at the event.
Okay, I've said this before, so I'm not even going to take my own advice here. I don't like hit enough to buy the $60 version, right?
Yeah.
I said that about Jiren, but the second I saw in-hand shots of Jiren figure, I was like, fuck, I need to own that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I could replace my Dragon Stars hit with this. I don't know. I don't think I am. Also, the Yamcha and the Tien are just Bandai slapping Demoniacal Fit in the face with their big old peen and being like, yeah, watch this. I've been wanting a base form Vegeta with the 2.0 body for the longest time, so I'm for it.
I mean, it's almost a Namek Saga Vegeta if you really think about it. The armor is not dark enough, but
yeah, and there's no stripes on Namek Vegeta on the top.
Shit, you're right. I'm kidding. I'm an idiot.
And then
so what would this be, like a Cell Saga or an Android Saga Vegeta, I guess? Like a base form Android Saga? Yeah. Or like just because I guess he wears the same outfit.
Yeah,
from that point
pretty
on.
much.
Yeah.
Android Saga and forward base form.
Yeah.
And then as for the Super Saiyan Goku, the Super Saiyan Goku I have is on the 1.0 body, and the gi is like yellow instead of orange.
It's a really weird color.
It's so
and the
like,
boots
I
are
get
weird.
it.
They're like bright blue.
I know what they're trying to do, trying to make it look like he's got the aura like the Kaioken Goku.
Yeah.
Like I get it. But the 1.0 bodies are so bad that I'm gonna get this, right? It's probably gonna be another $35 figure. So I'm for it. The
Vegetas are always expensive though.
Always, dude. Well, he's like the fucking coolest one.
I'm fucking gonna be like $60 for a base form Vegeta. And then Goku's gonna be like fucking $24.99.
Yeah. Hey, Vegeta's gotta get a W somewhere, right? Goku gotta take the L on the figures.
One other piece they also showed was like a little diorama of Goku that you could, I think it comes with like a chopstick hand and a spoon hand, and you can pose him chowing down. Not a big fan of this, to be honest.
Is this like a box set with him and a bunch of food, or
it's my understanding that the way they advertised it seemed like it was like this Goku is specific to this set. Though it could be where they sell you the diorama, the head and the hands, and you just plop them on your figure.
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure yet.
I was gonna say they don't usually do dioramas, but that last survey that they sent out, half of those were like dioramas.
Exactly.
So there could be something they're getting into. So I guess we'll see. This is what I was gonna say Snake Way when he's eating at that princess's castle and she's like a big snake. I could be wrong, but
yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but it'll be interesting to see what they do. Getting into new releases, the Batman Beyond 6-scale figure by Hot Toys is shipping soon. They did send out emails for that.
Nice.
And so if that's something that you ordered, be on the lookout for your shipping notice soon from Sideshow. Dean, it's that time of the show.
Hey, what the Scrapyard, Annie? We want to thank our friends over at Watto Scrapyard for sponsoring this week's episode. You can find them on Instagram, Facebook, and eBay under Watto Scrapyard. They make 3D printed parts for hard-to-come-by Kenner and Hasbro vehicles, as well as resin-printed head sculpts of hundreds of different characters in the Star Wars canon and beyond. If you don't see a character you like on their Instagram, just send them a message, and they could get it designed, printed, and shipped right to your door for a reasonable fee. We also want to thank our friends over at 16 Corner. Their mission is to provide the best figures and collectibles for their customers. They offer great prices, great packaging, fast shipping. Choose your figures, pay safely with PayPal, and leave the rest to them.
The words of an angel right there. Great people there at Watto Scrapyard and at 16 Corner. Now, Johnny Depp was in the news this week. He did lose a libel suit in British civil court to the Sun, and he released a statement saying, in light of recent events, I would like to make the following short statement. Firstly, I'd like to thank everyone who has gifted me with their support and loyalty. I've been humbled and moved by your many messages of love and concern, particularly over the last few days. Secondly, I wish to let you know that I've been asked to resign by Warner Brothers from my role as Grindelwald in the Fantastic Beasts, and I have respected and agreed to that request. Finally, I wish to say this. The surreal judgment of the court in the United Kingdom will not change my fight to tell the truth, and I confirm that I plan to appeal. My resolve remains strong, and I intend to prove that the allegations against me are false. My life and career will not be defined by this moment in time. Thank you for reading. Sincerely, Johnny Depp.
SMH.
I will say this.
SMH.
I will say this, and I want to tread carefully here. I think that it's important to remember that there is a difference between a civil litigation and a criminal litigation, and typically the bar of proof is quite significantly less in a civil litigation than a criminal. For example, O.J. Simpson was found guilty civilly of the murders of his wife and her friend, though he was found innocent criminally in those proceedings. With that being said, there's also the difference between the United Kingdom's rules for libel lawsuits and for those in the United States. And currently, as mentioned in the statement, they are pending appeal. With all that being said, I really think that it is a shame that Johnny Depp has been forced to resign from this series, and that I imagine future work will probably be impacted as well. While the accuser, which she's been on tape and on record saying that she's falsified quite a bit of these accusations, allegedly, is still in films such as Aquaman 2, and still seems to have some semblance of a career. I think the whole situation is fucked up. I think, there's only two people that know the truth about what has really happened. And it's unfortunate that this ruling, which may or may not be the right ruling, is having this effect on his career. What are you thinking?
I think it's a travesty. I have no good things to say. regarding the situation. I think it's fucking horseshit. So,
Talking to your mic.
I feel bad, man. I feel bad for Johnny Depp. I think he is a good dude, and this is a fucking shit situation that he didn't need to be in.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah. And obviously, just because he's someone that has been in a lot of movies that we like, that doesn't automatically make him a good person or innocent of anything that he's being accused of. But I think at the end of the day, the truth will come out.
I've followed this pretty intensely.
Uh-huh.
I'm talking like I would watch the videos every day when they came out. Just different YouTubers covering the story and different organizations. Like you said, just because he's a good actor and he was in a lot of our movies doesn't mean you should just believe what he says. But
I mean, there's a lot in his favor.
I've seen, yeah, he's like 100% innocent in all this. In terms of character witnesses, audio recordings of the, I guess the accuser in this scenario. I don't want to say anything to get me in trouble, but that's all I'll leave it. Like, yeah, you shouldn't believe him just because he's a good actor, but you should probably believe him because
we implore everyone to do their own research.
Yeah.
And the court's ruling, the difference between libel in the United States, is my understanding, if Dean, if we were sued for libel in the United States, it is the responsibility of the defendant to prove that the accusations are false. Whereas in England, it's the responsibility of the publication,
I think,
to prove that their claims are true.
Yeah, and I think you also have to prove malice, which is almost impossible.
Yeah.
Like you have to prove that they wanted to impact you financially. I think is
Eddie says, I wonder what's going to happen to his Grindelwald hot toy. I will say this: I have a faster clock to try to pick it up than I did before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With that being said, we'll get into our movie review of the week: Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows 2.
Harry Potter, it is, isn't it?
A clash between good and evil awaits as young Harry, Ron, and Hermione prepare for a final battle against Lord Voldemort. Harry has grown into a steely lad on a mission to rid the world of evil. The friends must search for the Horcruxes that keep the dastardly wizard immortal. Harry and Voldemort meet at Hogwarts Castle for an epic showdown where the forces of darkness finally meet their match. First and foremost, I will say this. Obviously, there's many movie tropes out there. And one that I was subliminally aware of, but not actually aware of, was the MacGuffin type of film. I always knew there was movies like that, but it wasn't until we talked about TROS that literally everyone in the chat was like, you don't know what that is? And I was like, I've literally never heard that word.
You've never heard MacGuffin?
Not until the TRS when we talked about it.
Okay.
But this movie is like, this movie and the one prior are basically 7 MacGuffins that they're searching for. With that being said, I will say, initially, back when this movie first came out, I was really upset that even just as someone who's never seen the movies, that they would split this into 2 parts. And if I remember correctly, it was either this movie or the Twilight movie that started that whole thing where people would like split movies into 2 parts, books from movies rather. And I never really cared for it, but and certainly watching both of these movies, I felt like in some ways this could have been a really long, like 3-hour movie instead of 2.5-hour movies.
Yeah, there was a lot in this movie that I was like, why am I watching this?
With that being said, though, I did really enjoy both parts of this film, but specifically the second part, the scene with Dumbledore towards the end, I thought was real special. The realization of Snape, I thought was incredibly powerful,
dude.
And
I don't think there's a more tragic character in all of literature and film than Snape.
Mm-hmm.
This movie got me in so many feels that I wasn't expecting. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan. I enjoy the movies. But god damn, that was when it got to the Snape part in that like little pool thing.
Ugh.
I was like, huh? I feel really bad for this dude. It's a great movie. I mean, it really is. It's fun. Hermione and Ron take a huge fucking back seat in the. I don't really remember part one. I'll have to go back and rewatch it, but I don't remember them being that useless. They do almost nothing in this movie, literally. Fucking Neville is a fucking champ.
The motherfucking people's champ.
Dude steps up like a fucking badass dude.
The only thing that kind of annoyed me was, I believe it's George Weasley getting an off-screen death. Like we kind of saw him die a little bit, but I was reading his, because I was really confused by that scene.
Right.
And I read his Pottermore thing, and I think he died from a wall falling on him, but you just kind of don't ever see that.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of a weird choice. And
yeah, because
I
those
know
are like main characters.
I mean, it almost reminded me like when Akbar died. It's like,
right.
That would have been powerful to see.
Yeah, like you split this fucking movie up into 2 parts. Give me more. Like,
I thought the one of and it's not in this film, I believe. I watched all of them within the last week, so correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is in part 1, but the explanation of what the Deathly Hallows was, I thought was fucking fantastic. I thought the Deathly Hallows was going to be like a chamber or like a dungeon or something, and for it to just be, what's that?
Isn't it just like a bank or something?
No, the Deathly Hallows is the Elder Wand, the Resurrection Stone, and the Cloak of Invisibility.
Oh.
And there are 3 artifacts that are given to them by death. The Grim Reaper.
Oh, okay. I guess
I'll explain it to you. These 3 brothers are going over this bridge, and normally travelers would die crossing the bridge, and so they're magical, so they make their own bridge and they cross it, and Death is very upset by the fact that he missed out on 3 lives. So he grants them each a wish as a way to like trick them a bit. And so the first one wishes to be the most powerful wizard ever. And so he's given the Elder Wand, which is the wand that Dumbledore comes to use. And it's supposedly the most powerful wand to ever exist. It's the one that also Voldemort uses at the end of the film.
Right.
And that day, that brother goes to a pub and finds someone he was quarreling with and kills him with the Elder Wand. But while he's sleeping that night, he's killed and the wand is taken. And so Death has taken the first brother. The second brother wants to be able to revive the dead. And so he's given the Resurrection Stone. And he goes to their home and he has a lover that had died. And he uses the stone to see her again. But because she's dead, eventually she starts to rot or something. And so he kills himself because he wants to be with her in the afterlife. And so the Grim Reaper gets the second brother. And the third wants to be able to escape death forever. And so he gives him the Cloak of Invisibility, which we see Harry use quite a bit throughout the series.
Right.
And Death never finds that brother until he's super old and willingly goes with Death and passes down the cloak to his son. And eventually it finds its way to Harry Potter. So those are the 3 Deathly Hallows, and that's why they're important.
Okay.
And Voldemort is looking for that wand to be very powerful, but the Resurrection Stone is the black stone that was in the ring that Dumbledore had.
Right.
And that stone was fashioned by Voldemort's father, I believe.
Okay.
And that was one of the Horcruxes.
That almost didn't have any payoff, if I'm not mistaken, the stone. Because
the stone at the end, remember?
Harry Potter clutches the stone and he sees his family.
Yeah, that's the payoff.
And he's like, stay with me. And they're like, okay. Immediately, the scene that follows is it falling out of his hand, and then he fights Voldemort.
Well, no, he knows he's going to his death. He's not really fighting Voldemort.
Right. So
Like he accepts that he needs to die for Voldemort to die.
Right.
So the Resurrection Stone was for him to talk to his family
one last time. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess
Yeah.
that was okay.
And one question that you had as well was Neville the Chosen One, and I had to look this up quite a bit. So the reason why Voldemort wants to kill Harry is the prophecy: a boy born in the end of July will kill him.
Yeah, there's more.
It was basically down to him or Neville, and the only reason why Harry is the chosen one is because Voldemort chose to kill Harry, and by him giving him that scar, they became equals. So essentially, if Voldemort tried to kill Neville, then Neville would have been the chosen one.
But
it's not so much a birthright as it is like the prophecy being fulfilled.
But it isn't until Neville kills the snake that he dies.
That's because that's the last Horcrux.
Right. So if it wasn't for Neville, he wouldn't have died. Neville killed the snake and Harry was able to then defeat him. Actually, I think he kind of just dies right then and there. They're not exchanging energy at that time, or they are. Harry Potter and
yeah, but the thing, it's my understanding that the Horcruxes aren't what kills him, but they're what keeps him alive. So by killing the snake, then he becomes mortal again. You have to kill all the 7 or 8 Horcruxes before you can kill Voldemort.
Right.
So if you kill all the Horcruxes, including Harry, Voldemort is still alive. He's just vulnerable.
So Voldemort and Harry Potter are locked in like Cell and Gohan, right? They're fucking blasting each other with the wand.
But it's not until Nagini dies that Voldemort is able
Neville
to
fucking cuts the head off of the
yeets
snake
that bitch.
Dies. And then Voldemort is then rendered powerless and dies immediately.
Rendered mortal.
Yeah, but he I guess a curse takes over his body and then he dies that way. Harry Potter doesn't actually kill him with the wand.
Yeah, but I think you're looking a bit too into it. Neville's not the chosen one. The author has said literally he's not.
Well, she's also said that.
But she's also said some shit. So
yeah, I'm I will literally say this, if it was not for Neville, that would not have happened.
Yeah, but anyone could have killed the
but nobody. It wasn't just anybody. It was him.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Because Hermione and Ron were like, "Oh, a snake."
In fact, when I first saw this film, I thought exactly what you're thinking. I had to Google it. Oh shit, was Neville the chosen one the whole fucking time? Because that would have been twisty. But it has been confirmed. BDE.
Neville fucking.
At any rate, what is your rating out of 10?
We've literally never done that before.
We used to do it quite a bit.
No, I think Manny does. I don't give.
Okay, well.
I guess
next up is the joy of. We've done that before, but okay.
I guess a 7.
Wow, I'm at a 9. That's pretty good. I liked it. It's better than fucking the last Star Wars movie.
No, I had another gripe about the movie too.
All right, what do we got?
So they're all together when they buried Dobby, right? In the beach house at the beginning of the movie, and Luna's with them, right?
Okay, my biggest gripe is what the fuck is going on with Luna? I literally don't understand the character at all. She's just seeing these things that no one else can see, and
it was awesome, dude.
I have no idea.
I think she was supposed to have a bigger role, but
I thought she was gonna be Harry Potter's wife at the end.
That's what I thought too.
Her or the Asian girl. Ginny came out of nowhere for me. I was like, what?
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, that girl was thirsty though in the 6th movie. My God, you gotta go something to drink.
So they're they're all together in this beach house.
Yes,
and they're like, all right, Luna, we're gonna go fuck off with this. What is he? He's a troll. He's not a troll. What is
Gringotts.
Gringotts. And so they go with him and do their adventure. And then when they're done, they're like, we need to sneak into Hogwarts. And they get there and Luna's just there. It was like, wait, why she didn't need to sneak in. She just popped up there again.
Well, she's a student there.
Well, so are they.
No, they're not. Harry and Ron, and they didn't go back that year.
Oh,
specifically, Harry wasn't allowed back. He was had a bounty on his head,
really?
But they didn't go back for the last year.
Again, I didn't binge it like you did. So it's been forever since I've seen the movies.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Mans Raider from Game of Thrones, Dumbledore's brother. I was like, this motherfucker sounds familiar. I was like, is
I
that
didn't
Mance
catch that.
Rayder from Game of Thrones? And I looked it up. I was like, it is. It's totally him.
I didn't catch that at
There's a
all.
lot of really good actors in this movie. Fucking General Hux is in this movie.
Well, yeah, of course, General Hux is.
The other guy, the one that Arya kills, the old man Gray, or what's his name? Anyway, there's a lot of really good actors in this movie. Voldemort, I liked him a lot more than I thought I would. He's actually a pretty good bad guy.
Dude, I literally laughed out loud when they saw that fetus of Voldemort in the train station.
Yeah,
that shit was hilarious, and apparently it's like a meme.
Yeah,
I'd seen that meme for a long time. I thought it was from some alien movie. That shit was hilarious. I literally laughed out loud. Dude, that shit was fucking hilarious. And they just kind of like wrote it off. Like, I loved it.
Yeah, it's like, what is that? Like, oh, we can't help him.
Like, peace, motherfucker.
That's it. That was the point of that.
Dude,
scene.
you know what Harry did? Harry was just like,
fuck it though, bro. It's your life.
Yeah.
My man got the fuck out of there. Anyways, let's talk Joy of Hobbing. So the Marvel Legends Venom, which I think is fantastic. The only thing that I don't like about it is on both sculpts, the teeth are like if you look at the Hot Toys, they're going to be individual teeth that are sculpted, right? Whereas the Marvel Legends, it's just like the top jaw on the open mouth. The top jaw is just one big piece of plastic, and the bottom jaw is one big piece of plastic. And there's very little definition of teeth, gums, and back of the mouth, right? And that's a pretty easy fix to do. Now, looking at the film here, you can see there the teeth are not like pearly whites. You know what I mean? My man doesn't have the best dental work in the movie. And so you can take the Hasbro figure and hit it with a black wash, and you can start to separate the difference between the back of the mouth and the teeth. Dean, real quick, Fernando asked about the MacGuffin. Do you want to go over that real quick? What the MacGuffin movie is?
What is a MacGuffin?
Yeah, it's just like an object that is meant to further the plot.
Yeah, like the fucking in Rise of Skywalker,
the dagger and like the different
dagger. The what do they call them? Those GPS things.
Oh yeah, the
like
maps to the Death Star or whatever.
MacGuffins. It's like, or like it could even be like, let's just say Rey with the Force healing. No one's seen that before. All of a sudden she could do it. That's a MacGuffin. Like, it's just like the ability or an object to help further the plot just for the sake of furthering the plot. It doesn't serve any other purpose. Yeah, that's all that is. It's a MacGuffin.
Yeah, we had that comment up there forever. But anyway, so a black wash on the stock factory paint gives you a pretty decent result. And we've talked about washes a lot on the Joy of Hobbing. I thought I'd do like a quick demonstration. I spent some time before the show. All you need is paint and water. Super easy to do. And essentially a wash is just mixing an amount of water with paint. Now, if you look here on the leftmost one, that is way too much paint and way too little water. On the right, you have way too much water and way too little paint. And on the right, or on the center rather, and on the right, you have the right mixture. And when you do your wash, you can see the one on the right, it'll tint what's there, and it'll also fill in the recesses. Whereas the middle one doesn't really have a lot of tinting power because there is so much water, though it does fill out the recesses a bit. And the one on the left, which is mostly paint, will just actually paint whatever you're painting that color.
Yeah.
And so that is that's a little demonstration there. And when you make a wash, I mean, you really don't have to have that much talent to add a wash to something. It's one of the easier things to do. In fact, sometimes when I'm doing a wash, my kid will help me like putting the paint places because you really can't mess it up. Like you just put it on there and then you wipe it off. Yeah. And yeah, I think making a wash is something that I think if you're interested in making your figures look a little bit better, specifically like Marvel Legends or Blank Series, learning how to make a wash is really useful. And these paints, specifically the apple barrel paints, I mean, you can get them for 50 cents a bottle. Yes.
I thought of more Harry Potter questions.
What do we got, my guy?
At the end of the movie, when they think Harry Potter is dead, Voldemort's like, hey guys, he's dead now. Who's going to join my team? Right?
Yes. I seen it.
And they basically have to beckon over what's his name? The white-haired kid.
The white-haired kid?
Yeah.
Draco?
Draco Malfoy, right?
Okay.
His dad and his mom are like, come on this side. And he's really reluctant, probably because Harry saved his life earlier in the movie. And you could tell he doesn't want to, but it's his family, right? So he does it. And then when the shit hits the fan,
that motherfucker's dip.
The Malfoys just dip.
Yeah.
And then nothing comes of that until the end of the movie. You see Draco Malfoy as his dad. So is that just him like turning to the light side with his family or what?
Well, I think it started when Harry's mother, I believe it was his mother, when Voldemort killed him, and he's like, is he dead? And she's like, oh yeah, he's dead, but he's clearly like not dead,
right?
And so that's the first bit of like the turn, right? But also
as a family,
for the mom. But remember when he was captured and Draco was like, this isn't Harry Potter, like he says, like he's not sure. That's actually the first bit of inclination that they're having doubts about this. And throughout that movie, like you could see Lucius like not being okay with what's going on, and I mean they're terrified of Voldemort, and I think that's what's keeping them loyal to him.
Bitch slaps Lucius.
Yeah, and so I did look that up because I was curious, because it's like, okay, this motherfucker escaped Azkaban, and then Draco also did quite a bit of sketchy shit.
Right.
And what I was able to find is like essentially they were pardoned for changing sides during the War of Hogwarts.
Oh, okay.
It's not explicitly said in the movie, but I believe in the book it's actually like detailed a bit.
Because it's they make it a point to show you that the Malfoys are leaving. They're getting the hell out of Dodge.
Them motherfuckers were like.
So I was
Dean,
expecting.
You know what they were doing? I'm not gonna do it again. I don't want to overuse it, but it's glorious.
I was like almost expecting them to come back at the last minute, right? Because it felt like that, like Han Solo leaving the Death Star, and then boom, right at the last second, he's back, and they win, right?
And I think that's also partly why Snape was the one to kill Dumbledore. It was to keep Draco's. In the description, I says like his soul pure. I think it's just to keep him from like doing questionable acts, but nothing that would damn him to being a prisoner for life. You know what I mean?
Like Vader. Like killing younglings. Like you can't go back from that.
Yeah, but I guess in Star Wars, there's not really that established, overarching like you could be arrested and go to Azkaban for life. Like that wasn't a thing for Vader. Like the legal ramifications for him killing kids, but with Malfoy, it's like if people saw him do that, for life, he would be like a criminal. And I think that's why Snape did it as well, was to keep Draco from having that either on his conscience or just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just expecting a little more from Malfoy at the end because, like I said, it makes it a point to show them leaving, and then he sees them at the train when they have their own kids.
I wish they would have said something.
Like
even
I'm
just a
glad
head
our kids are gonna go to school together, or like Potter, like Potter. Like that
one thing. One thing that also really bothered me, specifically about the scene that you're talking about, was when Harry's talking to his son Albus, and he's like, the son's concerned about being sorted into Slytherin,
right?
And Harry's like, well, don't worry, you have a choice. And I guess technically that's true. Because that really was like, I was like, what? It's true that the Sorting Hat does take your personal wishes into account, but it's not like if I want to be in Ravenclaw, I just go up there and say I want to be in Ravenclaw.
It's almost like,
because that kind of makes almost a little bit of a plot hole, because Snape saw this girl that he loved, go to Gryffindor. And he didn't also just say, I want to go to Gryffindor.
He was already in Slytherin, though.
Oh, he was? Okay.
In the flashback, when it shows her getting sorted into Gryffindor, he's already in his Slytherin robes.
Damn, that bitch should have been like, I want to go Slytherin too.
But it's almost like, do you have any friends in the military?
Greg.
Oh well, I don't know.
He's not really my friend.
I don't. Like I have friends that are stationed in Hawaii right now.
Yeah. Well, I have a friend too. That's my friend too.
Yeah. Okay.
Steph.
Well, Omega got his new
Steph.
or they were gonna get new orders,
Uh-huh.
and he could pick 3 places that he wanted to go. They take into consideration what you choose, but ultimately it's up to them. Like, yeah, you want to go to
I know
Germany,
what you mean.
but
Yeah,
we
my
need you
dad.
over here.
Yeah, whenever my dad was given orders,
So why
he
didn't
got
you
the
say
same.
that?
Well, you asked if I had a
Why
friend.
didn't you just say that?
You didn't ask if I had a parent. You know, my dad was in the military. What the fuck is your
I
parent?
actually did not know that. You've never told me that.
Wow.
Your dad's a great guy.
I mean, he has a disabled veteran hat that you always see him wear, disabled veteran plate.
I've seen your dad all of like 4 times.
Yeah, I've only seen your mom like twice. I've never seen your dad. So,
yeah.
I mean, touche, my friend. Back to the joy of hobbing, though. If you guys need help making washes, very easy to do. I'd be happy to walk you through it. I didn't want to make this a video because it seems very basic. Wow. Stephen Kretz says, I'll tell Shanna you ain't her friend. Wow. He didn't say, do you have any best friends in the military?
I have more Harry Potter questions. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I'm down, right?
Yeah.
CW Awards nominations are ongoing. The voting is closing soon. Dean, we got to record a stream where we go over the nominations privately and pick them. That'll be a bonus episode for the holiday season. But yeah, things are going well. I think we have quite a bit less, I think, than I was hoping we'd have by this point. So if you're on the fence, let us know. But we do have a decent number that have nominated thus far.
Yeah.
But that'll be closing the week after Thanksgiving. We are doing the Collecting Weekly Live T-shirt. We're going to donate to Be the Match, all the funds of our T-shirts that are sold. And we're probably going to put in quite a bit of money because we haven't sold that many shirts by this point. But I want to make like not a tremendous donation, but $50 I think is a good donation.
Wait,
to put that into perspective, $50 is like us selling like 20 T-shirts. We really don't get that much money on shirt kickbacks, but
remind me about the shirt question when we go off air, because I don't want to ask it on air.
Put it on private chat. I think I know what you're going to ask, and I believe the answer is no. Next up, Dean, let's give a shout out to the Patreonies.
Yeah, shout out Ben Porter, Griffin Campbell, Sean Fear, Ian Seavey, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, Leo Hernandez, King Louie, Mark Pearson, Sweet Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Krett in the chat, shout out. Jason Nelson, Big Old Fern, King Zach, Caesar Mariquin, Eddie Mendez, Eric Ruiz, Mario Cortez, Stephen Purchase, Sean Yahtzee, Scott Bradley, Jesse Contreras, and Steve and Maria. Stanley,
bunch of angels there. Dean, we are working on our December Patreon benefits. At this point, we have the 4-inch window clings ordered. They're in hand. By tomorrow, this time, I should have the Detective Dean 1.25-inch buttons. They're going to be nice little buttons that we're going to give to everybody. We're also working on the Collecting Weekly Christmas card. Damon's coming down to shoot those. We're going to sign them once we get them printed. And then we're also doing a holiday sticker for December. And we're waiting to see if Sticker Mule is going to send us a coupon for those. Cool. But pretty good little package for December. We're still working on it, but you're going to have some really unique items. We've never done window clings, and people have asked for pins and buttons for a while. We've never done those. So those should be going out within the first week of December. And there's a close-up on the pin. I know it's a little bit small on the graphic, but I quite like this. And obviously there's a tremendously cool story behind the button that Dean has told on After Dark before. We also did launch the What a Guy tier, so we have the Sweet Angel tier, $5 a month, swag from the CW network, and access to the Ox After Dark replay. Certified Crispy, $15 a month. The Certified Crispy certificate on your first pledge. I'll be happy to help you out with any figure fixes that you need, and all the benefits of the previous tier. For example, I had a guy that needed to paint touch up on a figure, and we got it sorted for him, and everything went fantastic. We also launching the What a Guy tier, $25 a month. You get the 18 by 24 silhouette stick poster, which is behind me. Dean and I will sign those. Doubles of all the stickers and items that we send, and you get one sculpt a year painted by Darkside Customs after 3 months, and all the benefits of the previous tiers. And all the people that signed up this year for the Patreon that haven't sent into Ian but were in the Certified Crispy tier, we're grandfathering those people in. But for next year, it'll be with the What a Guy tier. So if you're in the top tier already, no need to worry. We got your backs. We do have an address for mail if you want to send it to us. Collecting Weekly, 5886 Dezavala Road, Suite 102, box number 292 in San Antonio, Texas, 78249. And Dean, it's the best thing that we do every year, in my opinion. But we're doing Secret Santa again. It's our 3rd year in a row doing it.
Okay, I could have sworn last year you said we weren't going to do it again.
We did it last year.
I know. I said after last year you said we weren't going to do it again.
You know what? I did say that, Dean, but I had no less than 3 people tell me they wanted to do it this year because they missed out on last year. And when the people want to do something, you got to do it, Dean. You got to do it.
True.
I noticed your name's not on the list, though. I'm hoping that you'll be there by the conclusion of Secret
do we have to sign
Santa.
up for it? I just thought it was like an automatic thing. You can
Yes,
go ahead
please.
and include me. I'm not going to sign up.
But it's great. Obviously, every year there seems to be 1 or 2 hangups, but I think generally speaking, it's going to be a good year. And if someone gets screwed, then we'll make it right, right, Dean?
Right.
Daddies will make it right. You know what I mean?
Well.
And I changed this graphic because you were being a fucking asshole last time. But we are on Facebook, Collecting Weekly Auxiliary. First off, I will say, if you look at the Pattinson logo, the bat is crooked on the logo, and that's what I was trying to emulate. But fuck you guys.
Okay.
Collecting Weekly Auxiliary Facebook group.
Nebula.
This is from Alien. This is one of the backdrops of Alien, and I put our logo with the Alien text. Actually, I'm sorry, Prometheus or Covenant, I believe.
Cool beans.
Anyways, find us on Facebook, Collecting Weekly Auxiliary. Eddie says, "Is it really a secret, though?" I mean, it can be a secret. And then Steven Kretz says, "Where do I sign up?" There is a pin post in the announcements on Auxiliary.
Steven, sign me up too. I'm
Dean, we had an auction this past Saturday. It went great. I think we sold $1,300.
Yeah,
$1,300 worth of stuff. I think 80% of the items listed sold. Some great clips from that one. Collecting Rarities. I believe we're recording this Sunday. Don't quote me on that. Small Talk should be live Thursday. OFAC is getting uploaded this Thursday. Ian and Pete and Steve, bunch of angels over there. Creeps Are Us is should be in the next few weeks, along with Collecting Comics. Dean, for After Dark, are we doing Wednesday this week?
Yeah, I guess.
We could do Thursday if you want.
I'm trying to think if I have anything going on.
We'll surprise you guys. It'll probably be Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
But yeah, friends of the show, 6 Scale Scavengers, Brian, Chris, TC, great guys, Optical 20, William, Wonderful Angel, PJ the Paradox Nerd, Rogue 16 with Matt and Steve, King Zachary Venable, and third-party reviews. Jow puts out some great content for the third-party collectors. Yeah, Dean, do you have any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, shout out to your mom.
Oh my God.
It's her birthday tomorrow, isn't it?
Yes. How'd you know that?
You're my friend, man.
That's impressive.
I know my mom's birthday.
Well,
but
it's
also,
July 23rd.
Also, it's because no, it's not.
I was just guessing. I was like, I have a 1 in 366 chance of getting it right. It's just born on leap year.
Rainer told me we weren't gonna see you tomorrow because it's your mom's birthday. So that's how I know.
Wait, so what was the plan? He wanted to.
I don't know. Do you have something to get from him or something?
Oh, he wanted to go to Stevens, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like,
go anyway. So
you're going during the day?
Yeah, I guess.
Like during before 5 is what you're saying?
Yeah, like I could go whenever.
Keep me in the loop. I might be able to make it during the day.
If you could go during the day, if you say I have to be there at 11, I'll be there. If you say noon, I'll be there. It's really up to you. I have nothing going on.
I can meet you there because I'm gonna take the Mark III diecast and the Monger to put on consignment.
Okay.
So I do need to go there, and I need to drop up the business cards. Which, by the way, please remind me to bring those to Steven. But yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay. Also, is anybody in the chat? Does anybody live in the Portland area?
Oh my god, dude! I was getting messages all day.
You should go. I'm gonna be there, guys. So if you're in the
Dean's gonna be in the Portland area when February
12th through the 15th.
And Dean was getting on my case because I can't go.
I was not on your case. I was passionately asking you to go.
Cody was on my case, but I'm like, my guy, it's Victoria's birthday, it's Valentine's weekend, it's the week that my dog passed away, which is a very somber week for our family. It is basically for me, December, January, February are very tough. December is obviously Christmas.
Well, what are you gonna do in
January?
That's my birthday.
Huh?
What are you gonna do in January when it's my birthday?
I'll buy you something for your birthday, but I have a lot of things in my life that I need to pay for those 3 months. And this is kind of like a thing that you just decided you wanted to do on a whim.
Literally last week when we were on.
But here's the thing, like you're like, take Victoria. And I'm like, okay, if I take Victoria, I need to find someone to watch my kid for 3 days. I need to find someone to watch my dog for 3 days. There's so many things that, like, for you, you're a single guy. Like, you're just like, oh, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna fucking go. Me, I gotta plan this whole universe around me. I'm a star, D, and I gotta get security for the plane ride back. I gotta get a driver.
First class, dude. First class there and back.
See, that's fucked up. You didn't tell me that. You would have made me sit and coach. That's fucked up, dude.
Well, I mean, you gotta pay for your own way. If you want to sit in first class, you gotta pay.
Wow.
I mean, when you're a real star, that's how you fly. You know, I'm not a fucking.
I used the Patreon money to.
I ain't a chump. You know, I'm a fucking
ham
I'm
sandwich.
a real one. You know,
fucking ham sandwich. And then Cody was texting me, and he was like, I don't know if we can say this on air. Never mind.
Yeah, no, but I'm kind of a big deal. So when I logged into the airline thing, they were like, "Oh, first class." I was like, "Yes, don't even offer me the other ones."
What does first class cost round trip?
I don't really want to get into that.
I mean, just tell me. I'm curious. Give me an estimation.
I mean, let's just say right now it's not too bad.
Just give me an estimate. Who cares? Just give me a number.
To be honest, we have miles, so I don't really pay anything.
Okay, that's the thing. Also, our money is different, Dean. You got, I can't just do that shit.
No,
dude.
My sister got me my tickets. She's very nice.
Can she get my ticket too?
She offered to fly me up there like I don't know, like a year or two ago, and I don't know why I never went.
Can you bring the Yeti? I was like, bring some equipment. You're like, oh no, I'm good. I don't know if I have time to do that. And I'm like,
we probably won't, dude. We're talking about going to fucking the Japanese tea gardens.
You won't have time with Cody and Devin to shoot some content?
I'll shoot it with my phone. I don't need to. I'm not gonna take a microphone. I'm not gonna have a computer.
Dean, we're an audio platform. Like, you gotta have the audio quality.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm not gonna have a laptop to plug a microphone into.
You have a laptop. You literally have a laptop.
I'm not taking this with me.
See, but that's the thing, though, right?
This
if
is
I
a
go
company laptop, it's not mine to just do whatever I want with it.
Dean, can we make you a name tag so you can get business, not business, but the media rates for everything? Because we're actually technically media conglomerate.
That's true. Dude, I need to take a bunch of business cards because we're gonna go hunting for like Hot Toys and stuff. They said they know some good stores out there. By the way, I'm meeting up with Devin and Cody, the guys from our D&D streams.
Okay, time out. This is what I couldn't mention, and Sean mentioned it, the vegan strip club.
Dude,
Cody was hyping this up. I'm like, dude, that sounds gross. Motherfuckers probably aren't gonna wear deodorant, fucking hairy ass armpits and shit.
What did I say? I made a funny joke about that.
Apparently that's a real thing. I thought he was joking when he said vegan strip club.
Yeah, he brought it up to me too. Let me see what
that is wild. Anyways, Dean, are we good here? Are you gonna pull this up on air?
I was like, damn, is everything vegan in Portland? Because they were talking about the vegan strip club. I was like, there's nothing sacred. That's it. But yeah,
Sean says it's amazing.
If you're in the Portland area or want to make the drive, I guess those are the days I'll be there.
Also, I told Cody, I'm like, look, my guy, because he really wanted me to go. He was texting me for like 3 hours.
I really want you to go.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
Look, I will say this: it's not it's not an issue of the want, right? It's the
No,
issue of the possibility.
that's what I.
100%. If tomorrow I could have that money to do that, like no problem.
$200 round trip, by the way.
I mean, I would say Cody's probably not the first guy I would go visit. Probably Danny. I'm just kidding. But it's just the
Cody's not even in
responsibilities
it.
that I have.
Yeah.
I told Cody, I'm like, look, like we're the stars of the network. 90% of the network is here. It doesn't make any sense for two of us to go over there when it would make more sense for you guys to come here, and then everyone could drive to wherever to meet.
Yeah, but San Antonio fucking sucks.
No, it doesn't. We
There's
have Whataburger.
I mean,
we have Dairy
but so does
Queen.
most Texas. San Antonio itself, there's
the
nothing.
Riverwalk.
It's absolutely boring here.
We have SeaWorld. We have Fiesta Texas.
None
None of those things I'd probably do, even if they came. But I mean,
yeah,
we're here.
Half of those things you mentioned, I was like, you definitely catch Rona doing that. Like going to.
You don't think you catch Rona at the Vegan Strip Club?
Yeah, you will. That's why I'm not going there. I want to go to Tillamook and eat cheese and go to the beach where it's wide open.
Will you bring me some cheese?
Hell yeah, my guy. Actually, you can just buy Tillamook at HEB, but it's the adventure that counts.
Oh boy,
this is more after dark stuff. We can end the show.
Oh boy, Dean.
Anyway, you could do it now if you want.
I gotta edit this.
My sister lives in Portland, Eddie. That's why I'm going to Portland.
Anyways, great show, guys. I think we had a hell of a time. We have a new clip that we used probably way too much, perhaps maybe a little bit offensive. I think we talked about some good content today.
Yeah. Actually,
Mario says, "Let's."
Oh, go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
I was gonna say we actually had a pretty lengthy discussion about the movie.
Movie for next week is Venom, by the way.
Oh, okay, cool.
Venom.
Awesome. You have it on your Voodoo, right? I could just
bitch log out of my Voodoo.
Zach let me log into his Voodoo.
And I said with the pretense of like 6 months ago, you were gonna log out immediately when you were done.
Yeah, you were like, as soon as you're done, log out. I was like, yeah, I got you.
And then you were like, where do I watch Harry Potter Part 2? And I'm like, I don't know. I own the movie.
I'm not even messing with you. I've gotten a ton of commercials. All 8 Harry Potter movies streaming on Peacock.
Harry Potter.
It's not there. And then all the articles are like, starting in October, all 8 Harry Potter movies. They're just not on Peacock. I don't know what happened.
Do you really wait? Are you serious about buying that Venom from Rainer?
Maybe.
Okay, we'll figure it out between now and tomorrow. Anyways, guys, great show. I'm Zach.
I'm Dean.
Catch you on the next episode.
Bye.